Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We talk everything animation here, including Star versus the Force of Evil, which we'll be getting into right now. I'm Dylan Hysen, and welcome to our panel discussion for the March 17th, episodes of Star versus the Force of Evil. Is Another Mystery and Marco Jr. This is our second a week Star versus the Force of Evil podcast here at Overly Animated, where I ask our panelists questions about the latest episodes of Star, and then they get graded on their responses on a 5-point scale based off of uniqueness, correctness, and something else, reasoning, and we determine a winner at the end. If you haven't checked out our recap for these week's episodes, make sure you do that at overlyanimated.com or search for Overly Animated Star on iTunes to subscribe to us there on YouTube if you're listening on YouTube to not miss any of our Star podcasts 2 a week during this season 3B. Is Another Mystery, Marco Jr. We will be getting in spoilers for these episodes. Make sure you've seen them. And I'll introduce our panelists as they answer our first question. So here's our first question. Which episode did you like more of these two, and what one element made it stand out to you? So same question as always. Which is better, Is Another Mystery or Marco Jr.? We'll start with our returning champion. Steve Zek. Steve, hello, and what is your answer to the which episode is better?
All right, we'll see if I can win 2 in a row, but...
No, it's not happening, but keep trying.
If it doesn't happen, then I don't have to show up next week. I don't have any obligations. Okay, It Is Mystery. That's the one I'm going with. And
is Another Mystery.
Yeah, It Is Another Mystery.
It is Another Mystery.
Minus 2 points.
We'll get there.
Okay. Because, mainly because I love Buff Frog and his family. They're awesome. We get to see how much his children have grown, and Buff Frog continues to be best dad on the series.
Steve's gonna talk about
and the only bad part is though it looks like Buff Frog is going away, which sucks. So please don't go, Buff Frog. Please don't go. We need you to keep this show afloat.
Do we?
Well, at least from the monster half. I mean, either Buff Frog or Ludo. You want more Ludo?
Yeah, fair point. Okay, continue. You liked it for Buff Frog?
Yes, I do. I mean, he's no Jana or Ponyhead, but he's all right. But and it does kind of show another side of Tom. We find out he's half monster, so it might be setting him up to maybe relate to Meteora and maybe side with her down the line.
Interesting. Okay, I like that. I like the theorizing. Okay, so Steve says, Is Another Mystery. I am absolutely shocked, legitimately shocked that Steve did not mention Katrina in his answer. I assume because he will be talking about her come MVP, but so I'm putting my stake in there. Okay, let's... Steve's frantically checking his backups now. Let's go to Steve picks Is Another Mystery. Let's bring in the triumphant debut for Star panels is Overly Animated panel legend Andy Potter. Andy, hello, and which episode are you going with here?
Hello, Dylan. It's great to be back.
Legend or like infamy, that type of legend? Like, I don't know which one.
I mean, I had both the worst and best answers on a panel.
Okay, we'll see what you provide this week, yeah.
How much of Rick and Morty Star crossover do we really have?
Not much.
15%.
This is reason to go back and listen, because those were real fun.
Well,
but I really liked Marco Jr. more. I usually do like these lighter episodes with Marco's family. Marco's family is always great. The Angie and Raphael are always fun to see. But I mean, this episode had the best Starco moment of the week. So, of course, this is what I'm going to pick. This is the best episode because Star filling out the Scantron is great. Is like the most shippy thing to ever happen. And it also had a bunch of really great gags. And I always like when Star doesn't understand human culture when she's going like, we're washing a baby. We're washing a dirty baby for some reason. I just really love stuff like that every time. Well, this episode was more fun than Is a Mystery. Is a Mystery was just kind of like to me, but this one I really enjoyed. I had fun the whole way through.
Well, to be fair, Marco didn't understand what a baby shower was either.
Well, he didn't read the invitation. That's a little different.
Yeah. It is another mystery. Another mystery. Is mystery is a different episode, guys. Okay.
I'm not the only one getting who's confused.
Yeah. Can't take could take off bullet points from both of you. That is tempting. Okay, let's go to our next panelist here. Let's bring in Michael Helton to answer which episode you liked more. Michael, hello.
Hello. I liked Is Another Mystery
Yes.
more than Marco Jr. Mainly because, and I know you guys are all going to be mad at me for this, but mainly because of Tom. And I will get more into this as the other answers come around.
Foreshadowing.
But Tom's star in this episode, I think, was good because of where it's going to lead. I know, a hard start, but trust me, it's going to pay off.
Will you dive more into this in future answers, or do you want to get
Yes.
into it now? Okay, you'll get into it later. Okay, so that's oh man, Tom Star. Ugh, okay, so I mean, we do have a question dedicated to Tom Star, so there'll be ample opportunity later in this panel. Okay, so 2 votes Is Another Mystery, 1 vote Marco Jr. Alex, I know, is going for Is Another Mystery. Alex Bonilla, hello.
Hello, everyone. And you have predicted correctly. I'm going Is Another Mystery. I'm the complete opposite of Andy, where I think Marco Jr. was just meh, and Is Another Mystery was fun all the way through. Had jokes scattered across the entire episode. But in particular, what interests me about it is the fact that we're still giving the monster Mumin plot some prominence. While it's not the strongest in terms of that plot compared to other episodes that have treated this story, I do think it's still interesting to bring Buff Frog in here to show Star's continuing disappointment in her efforts to progress to the narrative, and bringing Tom into this whole thing as well, including him in such an important part of this season, and especially considering that we're also going to have to deal with Eclipse in the future, see what Tom has to do with that. So just we're adding pieces to what I think is the more interesting side of this ongoing season of Star versus the Forces of Evil.
Okay. So Andy was the only one who picked the correct episode, but that's okay. Yeah. So we'll go. No super standout episodes here, and by correct I mean what I thought was correct, as is the tradition for this entire panel. With the no standout answers here, I'm going to give 3 points to Steve and Michael and 4 points to Andy and Alex. So all good job, but let's see if we can pick it up and get some 5-pointers here with the second question. Which character was MVP of the week? And I'm actually going to start again with Steve here. And Steve, I'm going to start you off with 1 bonus point if you do not answer Katrina. And if you do answer Katrina, I'm going to instantly take away 1 point. So,
Brian.
which character was MVP of the week, Steve?
Okay, MVP of the week. All right, I gotta give it to the painter from Marco Jr.
What? Atelier de Ferrero?
Yes.
You should have let him try to guess the name.
Oh yeah, that's true. We would have been here all day. But yeah, okay. Well, why?
Not good with name.
Ferrero? Yeah. Why him, Steve?
Okay, because he's set the whole thing up. He taught Marco a lesson about how if you half-heartedly invest in something, you sometimes can come off looking ugly. As Marco was already thinking of how he's just gonna pretty much be away from his family as much as possible, neglect them, and think he could just, buy off his younger sibling by just giving him a gift. But he learned a lesson of being there is more important. And he also, the Scantron Trust gave a chance to showcase how perfect Starco is.
Yeah, what does that have to do with him? Because he administered the test?
Yes.
Okay, I think that's a stretch. But you can throw Starco in any answer, and I'll accept it to a certain extent. I don't know if that's really the lesson of that episode. I like it, but was that really the moral of?
You handicapped me, man. You handicapped.
Oh, so you were gonna pick. Okay, you did get the bonus point, and we'll see your further score as we go. But okay, so Steve has Ferrero, the painter. Let's go to Alex here. Alex, who's your MVP of the week?
Look, man, I think it is Tom. He is the glue of that episode. Is Another Mystery. From the very beginning, he shows off his relatableness, like being awkward around girls, like not really knowing how to handle a serious discussion. I've been there in the past. He also has good joke moments, like especially the one that stands out to me is when he's claustrophobic and he's panicking. Like that's a good piece of physical humor. But also, they have that moment in the village. They just stop at that house, like, I want to get me some of that meat. And like at first watch, it's funny just in terms of like weirdness, like us just stopping for like a minute on that joke. But then on rewatch, it makes more sense. So it's kind of like a joke that has layers, which I appreciate very much. But also, he has the very serious monologue at the end that kind of ties the episode together, expressing his importance to the whole narrative. And especially the part where he has to counter the argument like, well, you're rich. It doesn't really matter to you, does it? And he controls himself. He gives a thought out answer. So all in all, I think this is the strongest character episode for Tom that we've seen so far on this show. And he is definitely what makes that episode interesting to watch.
Okay. I think that's Tom. I think is an original answer here. I don't know if I agree with that claim that it's like the best Tom episode, but that's fair.
What would you counter?
I would, off the top of my head, I would say Demonsism. I would say the Marco and Tom episode from season 2.
I definitely think Demonsism is not applicable since I don't think that episode really added onto his character. It was just continuing on the path of anger management that we've been going with Tom for the past couple of seasons. Whereas this episode focuses specifically on his relation to the monster narrative, which is something relatively new, at least in show, because it's revealed for the first time. And his dealing with that.
I agree with that. I agree with that part of your answer. I think that's the relatable to girl. I'm done with the let's show guys being relatable by not holding the handle women. I think I'm done. Hey,
you like Marco so much doing that.
I don't think that's Marco's humor though. I think Marco is his own brand. But we'll see if we can get into Marco here. But I do definitely agree with the monsters element. And okay, Alex picking Tom. Let's go to Andy here. Who is your MVP of the week?
My MVP of this week is Angie Diaz, Marco's mom. I tend to, and I know this is just something I tend to do, I tend to think my MVP of each week is the funniest character I see, because it's hard for a character in this kind of show to be dramatic and important to be the MVP for me. I don't know. It's just how it works. But Angie was just so great. She really made Marco Jr. a really amazing episode. From the moment when Marco tries to hug her and she's like, I spent 37 hours squeezing out of my body and this is what I get. Like, that is just one of the funniest things that has happened in this show. I don't know. That whole interaction was hilarious to me. And that is followed up with them trying to fill in the Scantron for Marco, and just, I don't know. She's just so great. I love Angie so much. She's just so fun to watch. She feels just like this really peppy soccer mom, and I really love her. And I think the Diaz's are just great parents. That's all I really have to say. And Angie is just great. And
great parents. Is that what you took away from this episode? The Diaz are great parents?
Yeah, they let their son go off to another dimension. So,
Dylan, they're great parents. They're great. They're letting Marco do his thing. They don't even know that he's like 30 something. It's great.
Yeah, that's true. The whole ending thing. I feel like the moral was that they didn't know their son.
I know. But
okay,
I just love Angie so much.
Yeah. Okay. I like that answer, Angie. Under highlighted character on this podcast for sure. Michael, where are you going with MVP of the week?
I am going with Tom, except for a completely different reason than previously stated. Tom, I think, won this week because they are setting up the Tom Star breakup right now with how close Star and Tom seem to get at the end of this episode. At the end, when Tom said, "Oh, did I do better than Marco?" I think that that's just setting up, oh, you don't really care about doing this for me. You just want to be better than Marco. You're thinking about Marco throughout this entire thing instead of me, your girlfriend, Star. And that's why I think Tom is the MVP of the week, because he's setting up his own breakup, leading to the inevitability of Starco.
That makes him MVP of the week. Interesting logic. Obviously we got to a point that I enjoy with talking about the breakup. I guess Tom is like indirectly, not of his own volition, leading to him being the MVP of the week in that regard.
Also, those are 2 lines in the entire episode, may I add.
But the ending line is important. Let's be clear. Them ending on that line.
Yeah, that's how it cuts off.
Yeah, it is very important. Okay, so good answers there. I liked Andy's the best. He's getting 5 points. Under character, I wouldn't think to answer. Articulate it well. Steve, I like your answer as well, but didn't explain it that well. 3 points plus the bonus point, so 4 points. Alex argued for Tom very well in an interesting angle. Michael said it seconds, only gets 3 points. So there we go. After 2 rounds, I will add this up as we talk about our next question, which is which ship won the. By the way, about MVP of the week. You're allowed to answer Star and Marco, just for the record.
But they haven't been valuable.
I would have answered Star for this question, just, you know.
Okay.
Let's not get it.
I'm just glad none of you guys picked Katrina. I
almost answered it. I almost answered Katrina because I really wanted
to. Steve, what if your Katrina answer was like a 10-point incredible answer? You would have lost 1 point. It still would have been worth 9 points, though. It would have been better than this.
Well, okay.
Just gotta strategize.
My point with Katrina is she made that whole episode happen because she left the note and all that stuff.
She did kind of instigate the entire episode. Wow. Okay, that would have been a great answer, but nope. Which
trying to sabotage me, aren't you?
Yes. Which you figured it out. Which ship won the week? Let's start with Michael.
Starco. As I've said earlier, it's just we're getting there. We're winning this, and I mean, obviously, as you guys said earlier, with the Scantron, Star filling it all out, knowing Marco better than his own flesh and blood, it's Starco. There's no other right answer here.
See, that's what I'm thinking, and you got the benefit of going first, so you said the obvious correct answer. So I want to see where you other people twist this. What could beat Starco here? Should I make Alex go next or last on this question? Let's go last. Okay, so Steve, what is your ship of the week?
Okay, I'm going with Starco. It's because this, like I said, this Marco Jr. episode really showcased how perfect they are for each other, how incompatible they are to each other. Like, there's no 2 people are more perfect to each other I've seen since Katane. So
wow. Oh, I love that bold proclamation. No, Starco, the most perfect ship since Katara and Aang on Avatar: Last Airbender. I love that. Love it, Steve.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 2 votes Starco. Andy, what do you say?
You guys are all wrong because Starco's great. Starco is everything. But this week was Raphael and Angie's week. They're having a baby. What's more shippy than that? They're having a baby, guys.
It's a true canon ship.
Yeah, they're in love. They're great together. They really care for each other, and they're having a baby. How could that not be the most shippy thing of the week? It's great. They're having a baby shower.
Yeah, I heard the baby part already.
Yeah, they're just the ship of the week. They just are.
Okay.
It's just.
Okay. You could cut that off, but yeah, it's okay. Good answer. Counterpoint. This is that people who actually have fruits of their ship evidence in this episode. So how could they not be a ship of the week? Alex, where are you going with this?
I mean, Tomko was pretty strong too, guys.
Please argue for Tomko. Please do it.
Well, look at the beginning of that episode, Tom is very desperate to get with Star, but he turns to the only person who he knows has influence in this relationship, which is Marco. Tom is showing trust that Marco will grant his request, and Marco is fine with it because he also has affection for Tom deep down, and he gives him a nice thumbs up as they go away together, proving that while he has affection for Star, but his relationship with Tom is more important to him in that moment. So really, Tomko is the winner of that episode.
Wow. I mean, you're wrong, but I like the answer. But
any ship involving Tom is going to be wrong in your eyes, so I might as well just
dive in. I like Marco and Tom. That's fine. Yeah, it was the wrong answer, but I like the original. No one said it. And it has basis in the episode. This is the rare question. Everyone got 5 points on this one. Michael gave the correct answer, 5 points. Then Steve said the same thing, 4 points, but he gave the Katang shout out, so bonus point. And then Andy gave a all equally correct answer, and Alex unique answer at the end. So great job on that question there. 5 points for everyone.
Is that the first time ever?
It might be, but very not the case with the first two questions. Let's see, more Starco talk here. I have this question ready for multiple panels, but we've not gotten to use it yet because it obviously did not apply. But here's question 4: on a scale from Ludo in the Wild to Blood Moon Ball, rate the Starco in these episodes. So with the Ludo in the Wild to Blood Moon Ball episode scale, rate the amount of Starco. Alex, you go ahead here.
I'm gonna give it a Bounce Lounge. Like, Marco is there and he gets a brief moments. Like in Bounce Lounge, they get that little dance together, and here at the end, Star gives Marco a hug. It's like, oh, you're beautiful. But at the end of the day, Starco isn't the focus of the episode, really. So while Starco is present and they have their brief moment of shiny happiness, but it's not, it doesn't dominate the episode. So at the end of the day, it's like it's not at the bottom of the scale, but it is a little around the midpoint, if not below the midpoint.
Okay. I'm impressed that the first person I went to answered that question in the correct format. You're supposed to name an episode. So it's an episode scale. I assume people are going to struggle with this. But that's a great Bounce Lounge is on the Ludo to Wild Blood Moon Ball scale. Okay. Steve, where would you put the Starco on the scale?
You mean of both episodes altogether, or just
the week of Starco?
Oh, okay, because I had like multiple episodes listed here. Okay, so I'll just give it a simply a Bon the Birthday Clown.
Ooh, okay, why?
Oh, well, because it had just the right amount of Starco. Just a bit. And the first one, you didn't have much interaction, and really, Star and Marco didn't interact that much, really, in Bon. So, too afraid, but in Marco Jr. kind of makes up for it, and while it doesn't beat you over the head with it, it does clearly states that Starco is the perfect ship.
I could see it. I think that was a good explanation for relating it to Bon.
Yeah, if I can add, I think another thing that relates this to Bon a little bit is that the main focus of that episode, at least in the first half, is showing Marco and Jackie's relationship. Yeah. But by the end, you still get the Starco moment. And this week, we also got the Tom-Star relationship. That's like the huge focus of the first half. But you still get your little Starco moment at the end. So the parallel in that sense, I think, is strong.
Wow. Alex loves the answer. Wow.
Why are you helping me out, Ed?
Yeah, Alex, do you want to donate one of your points to Steve? Is that what you're asking for?
No, it's not that. I'm explaining it better than he did.
Wow. Shots fired. Jeez. I thought he explained it well. It's like there was a correct moment. It wasn't the focus.
He didn't mention Marco and Jackie at all, and that is
a good parallel.
That's the main focus of
Marco, Jackie to Tomko. It's a good parallel. Okay. So we have 1 vote Bounce Lounge, 1 vote a Bon Birthday Clown. Andy, where are you going?
I'm going a little higher than Steve here. I'm giving this to Just Friends, and that's because we're looking at
Just Friends is high. That's high on the scale.
But Dylan, I have defense for this because we're looking at 2 episodes, not 1. And the first half of this episode focuses on the Jackie Marco part, like the is another mystery part is like the Jackie Marco part, but flipped to Star Tom. And then the next half is the Starco part of the Just Friends episode. And together they kind of add up to Just Friends. And we have this side where we have a relationship that clearly is not going to end well. And the other side, we have the pure relationship that is clearly where we're ending everything at. And I think it adds up quite well when you think about it, these 2 episodes together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're allowed to add the episodes. I don't know if that's how that works.
But we're looking at a whole week, aren't we?
I feel like you want to average them. I feel like you're averaging the episodes.
Here, because we're looking at these 2 episodes.
No, you're definitely adding. You're adding the episodes. This is a statistics lesson.
Well, I said in Discord, though, I personally think Marco and Jackie had the relationship. I like the relationship better than Star and Tom. I think it's
hot take there, Steve.
I think a lot more healthy if you take Star out of the equation.
Yeah, hot take, Steve.
Yeah,
Tom goes the worst.
I have an average answer if you prefer that, Dylan. I give an average and an added.
Okay, I'll give you a second. Double or double negative points, Andy. You go ahead.
Okay, my average answer is scent of a hoodie because there's really this undercurrent through all the episodes that Starco is what we're all leading to but instead it's kind of coming from Tom and Star and Marco. Like every time we have one of them talking about one of the other people, like you feel that it's pushing towards Starco because Tom is kind of self-destructing, thinking that Marco's going to take his place. And Star is just kind of like kind of dismissive of Tom a lot of the time during the beginning of this episode, just kind of like, whatever, Tom, you can come with me. And then we have Marco, where he's just realizing that Star knows him really, really well with the Scantron at the end. But it's never really outright said that we're looking at Starco here. It's just kind of like this undercurrent that rides us through these 2 episodes.
I think you might be giving Marco a little too much credit. I don't think he sees what we see at the end of this episode. About them being perfect for each other, but
I don't think so, unfortunately. But okay, I feel like sensitivity is still a little bit high, but more realistic answer from Andy the second time around. There will be a deduction. We'll see. But let's go to Michael. That's what. Oh yeah, it's as one does. Michael, which episode are you putting this in the scale on?
I'm going to be giving this a Lava Lake Beach because at the end of Is Another Mystery, when Tom's like kind of getting Marco's permission to go on Star's adventure, he's kind of like not even realizing it, but telling Marco a good boyfriend to Star, like, oh, a good boyfriend, he's there. He's, that's what a boyfriend does. He spends time with his girlfriend. And then that also is going to like help Marco realize, hey, I might have feelings for Star, similar to the end of Lava Lake Beach when he was, running around, found Tom Star kissing with the single, not even a frame. It was just a background image of them kissing, like.
That's all it's worth. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's an interesting comparison too. You got the Tom Star in there. Marco revelation. I don't know if I buy there being a Marco revelation in the episode, but that would be. That would help that. Okay, so we had a lot of good, like 6 different episodes named. For future reference, you don't need to have a direct parallel as the answer to this question. It just needs to be the amount of Starco.
I'd like to say I'm really surprised that all of us understood what you were asking us to do.
Yeah, I did not explain this question to these people ahead of time, and
you did it on purpose, didn't you?
Surprising. I was hoping for train wreck answers, and none of you provided that, except kind of Andy. So it wasn't really a train wreck answer. It was just
wrong.
You went with the bold move of trying to give a second answer when I didn't like your first one. I don't know if that's
you
the way
said
to
I
go.
could.
But you have to anticipate that it's not going to work out either way. Okay, so Alex gets 5 points. Steve gets 5 points. Michael gets 4 points. I'll give Andy 3.
Okay.
I'll go that. Okay. That puts him still in contention going to the last question. He was winning before, but
I knew that too.
Going into the final question, we have...
What's our leaderboard?
Alex is winning with 18 points. Andy and Steve at 17, Michael at 15. Still anyone's game heading into this last question. Do these, as always, we're concluding until it happens, posting this image every day until it happens. Do these episodes bring us closer to the highly anticipated Tom Star breakup? I feel like we already got part 1 of your answer, Michael. So let's start with you to get the full response here.
Yes. I'm going to have a bold statement, but I think the next time we have a Tom and Star episode will be their breakup episode. I've been saying it the whole time. Is Another Mystery is setting up their breakup. It's just setting it up perfectly. We don't even get Star's like conclusion to Tom asking her if he did it better than Marco. And once she realizes that he was doing this as a game, he's treating her as a game instead of a girlfriend. Once she realizes that, it's over for Tom.
Wow. I love the hot take. Next time we see them, though, it's the breakup. Hot take. Someone needs to beat that hot take. I love it. You're getting me hopeful, Michael. I don't know if my hopes are up now, but let's see where Andy is going with. Is this bringing us closer to the Tom Star breakup?
I mean, the first half it's yes. It's always going to be yes. But my second half is a little different. I think that this is leading us towards a path where Tom gets kind of a happy ending where he like helps champion monster rights, and as he does that, he loses Star to Marco, and he gets this great moment, and he's crushed at the same time. And I would really love to see that, to see him like be like really excited about doing something great for Star, and then just get crushed as he watches Star and Marco kiss in the background. Like, I would just love that. Like, that's what it feels like this is setting up to me. I don't know why. This is what it feels like to me.
Oh, I thought I didn't like Tom. You really don't.
Yes, yeah. Andy is rooting for Tom's misery. Wow.
Oh, no. That's what I do. I like Tom. legitimately seems like somebody who's trying to improve himself, but he's getting in the way of Starco, so he has to go.
He has to go. I agree. That's the best part of what you said. Okay. The fangirls are coming for you, Andy. It's you're not safe anymore. Okay, let's go to Steve. Are we closer to the Tom Star breakup, Steve?
Oh, yes. First of all, like we said, in It Is Another Mystery, we saw the insecurity side of Tom. We saw how, like, he's really upset with Marco and being better than him, and how pretty much he really doesn't really care much about Star and her, like, her attempts, her problems, like trying to, like, fix the whole human-monster relationships and any other stuff you're dealing with. His sole focus is on the relationship. He's so self-centered on that. And, you know, and also the Scantrons test shows that Starco is inevitable. It's gonna happen, and no one can stop it. It's like a boulder coming right at you at 88 miles per hour. I mean, and also...
It's like a what coming at you?
A boulder. Just go to boulder on you. And also, I believe, if I can hamper a little bit on Andy said, is Tom might learn better himself, becoming more for monster rights. But what I think could happen, though, when Star breaks his heart, in his head he'll think to himself, perhaps the help mutant monster relationship, the best choice to lead us would be someone like him, which would be Meteor. So he's going to, partly because of his heart broken, he's going to betray Star and join Meteor, but not because he's evil or anything, but just simply because in his head he believes that's the best thing for everybody. Okay,
so not only are you saying, yes, we're close to the Tom Star breakup, you are theorizing what will happen once the breakup happens. That is your answer to this.
Yeah.
That's a bold move. Okay. I feel like before you got into that extended territory, you gave a pretty ABC answer about how Tom's not focused on things Star cares about, and that the second episode shows Star and Marco being compatible. Okay. Alex, I challenge you here to go in a different direction. Not necessarily in terms of yes or no, but can't go in Steve's logic here. I will be harshly penalizing, so gotta think on your feet, Alex. Are we closer to the Tom Star breakup?
Well, look, my thing is, I don't know how you guys can deny the growing chemistry in Is Another Mystery between them. Like, from the beginning, it's showing that Tom is making an effort to grow, and Star isn't exactly emotionally blind to that kind of stuff. By the end, especially when Tom reveals himself in terms of his monologue about his life, like, she appreciates that. She appreciates that Tom is finally opening up, so that signals something positive in their relationship. And also, but by the end, like, it does end up throwing a political wrinkle in things, right? Because if we're going down this path of strengthening the human monster relationship, Star, even if the Tom Star relationship isn't as stable as we would like, but now there's optics behind that as well, and that's going to be something that's a bit harder to reconcile, especially considering Star, the importance that she's giving this issue, as well as slowly moving Tom to consider that important as well. And even in Marco Jr. as well, that episode at the end, while it shows Marco like is sort of growing with his parents, like finally realizing, oh well, I should have visited you guys. But if we remember, this is part of the reason why Jackie broke up with Marco too, because Marco is just very focused on one thing without really recognizing the other people around him. So while that focus is directly on Star, but Star might see that and see, well, like, why is Marco this way? Why is Marco ignoring everyone around him just to be around with Muni? That makes people uncomfortable to see that kind of obsession. So all in all, I think these two episodes really show us that while Tom Star is not, it's inevitable that they're going to break up at some point, but these episodes delay the breakup rather than making it sooner to me.
But I think your argument is flawed, because you said that they're getting closer in a relationship. That's the whole problem. They're getting closer, so Tom is more easily going to make a mistake now.
But see, that shows a lack of faith in Tom, right? Because admittedly,
I have no faith in Tom.
Yeah, see that's your problem. Here we're seeing that Tom is making efforts to grow slowly, and of course some people grow slower than others. But like in this episode, this is a notable step for him to show interest in these political topics, especially when you compare how he reacted to Monster Basher. It's like whatever, I don't care. Well, like here, once he's confronted with it, he understands the importance of it, and that's what moves him also to understand Star's side, why she considers this an important issue.
Not only do I consider Marco and Jackie's relationship healthier than Star and Tom, I think I like Jackie better as a character than Tom.
That doesn't matter. What matters is the relationship.
I'm just saying. No, but Alex making me think that. He just making me.
But the point is, Alex, that discussion with the monsters from Tom is from a logical place, and he's kind of shunting his emotions away there. He's not really coming from an emotional place. But at the beginning of the episode, when he saw Marco as a threat, he was getting really cagey and really like confused, and he was just not being a good boyfriend at the beginning. So what I'm saying is he just does not deal with his emotions well. And yes, he's trying to be better. I really applaud him for getting better. I'm joking about like really not liking Tom, but I do like that he's trying to be better. But the fact is, I don't think he's good enough. He's not ready for this type of thing, and he's going to blow up and mess something up somewhere. And go ahead.
Yeah, that being said, I got compliments to show on both the characters of Tom and Jackie in terms of they're sort of the obstacles of our main ship of Starco, and that they have never really been villainous, antagonistic characters. So many times in fiction, we have like love triangles and stuff. You kind of have the person that gets away of the endgame ship be like antagonistic, be like a bully, a jerk, like pretty much any Adam Sandler movie, any Adam Sandler romantic movie, for example. And they don't really do that. Just like say, Legend of Korra didn't really do that.
I don't know. Okay. Steve, okay. No. Steve, you, I think you almost had the win there for a second, but you're butting in with unrelated stuff. So this is a negative point. Alex, I feel like you had this. Your logic is great here, but you didn't say no. You didn't answer no.
I did say no.
You said it's happening at some point. No, you said
the question is, do these episodes bring us closer to the high?
Your answer wasn't no, and here's why. Your answer was
it was no. And here's why this is delaying the breakup because of these things.
No, but delaying the breakup. No, just say no to the question.
No, these episodes do not bring us closer to the highly anticipated Tom Star breakup. There, I'm reading the question. These episodes do not bring us closer. There.
Yes, okay. Like there's such a strong argument for that because they literally hug at the end and Star's happy that he's saying he's half monster. Like, duh, that's
exactly. And the point of that episode is to show their emotional growth and seeing that Tom, while he is still working through his control of emotions, by the end of that episode, he is able to be logical, and that's a step. Like that's something. Comparing the beginning of the episode to the end of the episode, you see growth, and I don't think that seeing him at the beginning negates what you see at the end.
That is a long podcast.
Steve's like, we done yet? Okay. So here's how the grading is gonna work. I don't even remember what Andy's answer was, but he got a 3 because I wrote that down. What did you answer?
I just answered about Tom being over.
You were like, I don't like Tom. Whatever. Okay. Michael gave a hot take. I remember that. He gets a full 5 points. Steve, I like Steve answer 4 points, but then he was just saying nonsense at the end, so -1. Alex is tough to grade because if you just said no and then your answer, this would be an easy 5 points.
Why are you hung up on this? I said no.
You didn't say no. The record will reflect that.
Go listen to the recording. I started with no.
But you really didn't. I'm so sure. Okay, it's gonna. Should I give the win here? This is a tough one.
I literally don't remember, so I can't support you, Alex. I'm sorry. I literally don't remember what you said at the beginning.
Because you are all blinded to the Starco, man.
That determines it. That's you saying that too much. Okay, Alex is gonna get 5 points for his initial answer, and then -2 for not for sounding like he's hedging.
Whatever. I need to defend the people who are trusting in someone who is working from a lower standpoint and is working to better themselves. That is an important thing to support, and I don't get why all these Starco supporters are just bashing Tom just because they want their ship to go great, but ignoring the fact that Tom is being a boyfriend in the teenager sense of learning on the go, learning as he goes.
Alex is going full Tom Stan. I didn't see this coming. Full Tom Stan here. Alex and Andy got to fight it out now. Andy was going full Tom Hater, and Alex is full Tom Stan. Wow. Yeah, -2 for the hedging sounding, and then -1 for the reverting to the Starco logic, which is no, that's that. I'm tired of that one. Okay, so
how is this hedging?
The initial answer.
I don't get how this is hedging if I've been the most enthusiastic and supportive of this of anyone here.
It sounded initially, and you're not helping the case. But anyway, the result of this is that everyone ends up with 20 points. That's the
yeah, nobody wins. Nobody wins. This is useless. Two episodes.
No, the tiebreaker is I pick who wins, and Michael is our winner for this battle. Yay!
Whatever.
Alex, oh my god, Alex! This is Alex's last podcast ever. He's quitting after this. He's tired of us attacking Tom. He's tired of it. Okay.
I won because he hasn't been here long enough to really get on Dylan's nerves.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Unfair advantage to the new people. Okay, Michael, what you face? Talk at 20 seconds. Any topic you want here. Go.
Booth Buddies predictions. Star and Marco get locked in a photo booth and it goes under the water, and then they get stuck under the water in the booth, and then that's how they meet. It's like Steven Universe. Here we go. Begin. Steven Universe. Bubble Buddies.
Sure. Okay.
It's a joke.
Steven and Connie have yet kissed.
Yeah. Well,
have yet kissed.
have yet to kiss.
Alex is too
so bad. I love
it.
By the way, who's getting married in Booth Buddies?
Why is someone getting married? Oh yeah, there's a wedding. That's right. Yeah, they are going to a wedding.
Wait, is that? Oh, okay.
I say Rupert and Fool Duke. That's my prediction.
I say Ponyhead, but it doesn't go through.
Why would Ponyhead's too young?
Oh right, they're really young. Never mind.
It's Princess Spider-Bite and that aloe vera monster.
Yeah, I think that's the.
Actually, I agree. That's probably most likely.
By the way, my headcanon was the last 4 episodes before this week. Marco was chasing Glasswork all this time, and that's why he was missing.
Steve. That's so much better than nonsensically talking about Jackie that lost you. You were about to win too. Okay, the prophecy was about to be fulfilled.
Well, Dylan, was he going to win? Because did you want him to win twice in a row? That's the real question.
I would have been fine with that. If he had the 4 points, it was going to stand. Okay. So let us you got to weigh in. Whose side are you on? Hashtag Team Alex Tom Stan or hashtag Team Andy Tom Hater. Let us know who you're supporting in this battle. I didn't see it coming that Alex would suddenly become the biggest Tom supporter now. That's
it's because you are all blinded.
Wow.
You're blinded by the blinded. That's the blinded by saying people are blinded. Oh man. Yeah, there's a good answer to be had for us furthering Tom Star.
One that you guys totally ignored.
And that is, it is depressing that there's the state that we're at, that there's a good answer for that. But, Booth Buddies will renew our hope and, hopefully place highly on that, Starco episode rankings, for this episode upcoming. Let's see whose wedding it is, see who's Starco. Join us on the recap for that. Find everything at overlyanimated.com. Make sure you're subscribed. To not miss our Star podcast.
Notice how blinded they are by the shipping that they don't even mention the Ponyhead episode. Tisk tisk.
Also, let us know.
Okay, Alex, you are the biggest Ponyhead hater. There's no credibility there.
Shush. Other people may not have listened.
We got not 1 but 2 Ponyhead episodes upcoming.
Exactly.
It's gonna be great.
What a world.
Ponyhead's gonna get her own show.
Yeah, that's probably possible, to be honest. Overlyanimated.com/Discord to talk with us on Discord. Patreon.com/overlyanimated to support us via Patreon. Thanks to our current patrons, especially our patron of the podcast, John, a.k.a. Garfield, and thanks as always to our patron executive producers, John, Ryan, Steve, Alex, Andy, and Hugh. We'll be back to talk more Star. Check out our Star podcasts, our Star podcast and everything else at overlyanimated.com. Congrats to Michael on the panel win and Alex on the collapse, the Tom Stan collapse. Let us know. Hashtag Team Alex Tom Stan.
Is it a collapse if someone hammers the bridge into non-existence?
I think by definition, yeah, I would say so.
A forced collapse, a controlled demolition is still a demolition.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Hashtag Team Alex Tom Stan. Hashtag Team Andy Tom Hater. Let us know where you.
Team Michael podcast winner.
Yeah, Team Michael podcast winner. He's the true winner of this.
Okay, I gave that one away.
Yeah, punt, anti-punt. Steve punted. So we'll see who triumphs next time. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you then. Bye.
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 Adios.